This is 𝗦𝘁𝘂𝗱𝘆 in Chicago, and you are watching your channel Knowledge for Quality of Life. Friends, last week I did a vlog on the concept of savings for the college and university. Within that context, I mentioned something, some terminology about wiring of an individual as an adult or student. And I'm going to be talking to the parents today and students within that context. When we say that, we are all naturally wired in certain way, as far as learning is concerned. Some people are auditory learners, some are visual learners, some are, kinesthetic learners, means hands-on. And I want to share a real story with you today from my experience. Back in 2008 and 2009 academic year, I had a student who I met through our community, and he came to me, and he discussed few things about his report card and progress of high school, and he was about to graduate from senior year, and his GPA was not that great, and his ACT score was not that great either. So basically, during the counseling with the high school counselor said that, he has no idea that, where he's going to land in the, as far as college or university is concerned with these credentials. So he was kind of like hopeless that, he felt that he was a lost case. And somebody brought it, to my attention that, I need to see this student and see what I can do. So I met him first, and it was quite interesting. We just chat at my house, and we were talking, and I was just trying to gauge his hobbies and his academic experience, and his learning, and his passion, everything, whatever I can poke to his brain. I was trying to poke his brain and get as much as out of his understanding that, where he's coming from. And during the conversation, I realized that he was very fond of cars, and he was working on the cars, and he said that, he's very passionate about cars, and he likes to, work on the cars. So I further asked this conversation that, what type of work he does on the cars. And he said that, he has a mom's Toyota Camry, which he bought used. He was doing a lot of maintenance stuff on the cars. And, so I thought that maybe he's doing the oil changes and stuff like that. So I asked him further that, what type of particular, work you do on the car. And he said that, no, oil changes and, filter changes are, piece of cake. I do a lot more than that. And then I asked him that, what is a lot more than that? So he said that, he changed his exhaust system, suspensions, you name it. And, at one point he said that, he was doing an experiment, run an engine on vegetable oils. So I realized during these few sittings of conversation that, he is very much into cars. Not only that, but he was thinking outside the box. And I realized that, in my mind that, probably his needs were not addressed in high school. That's why, his grades were not that great. And his ACT score was not great because he was not a good test taker. And remember that, as a parent and as a student, we know that, there is a standard protocol which every high school, every middle school, every elementary school has to follow. Certain grades, GPA, very little attention is paid during the high school years that give the platform to the students in addressing the needs of an individual, because there are certain programs, but, not a whole lot. And parents are not aware of it through the curriculum guide, or counselors don't have that much time engaging each and every student in a particular manner, because they have 400 plus students per counselor, and things go unnoticed. And particularly this kid was in that boat as well. So I asked him that, what if after a few sittings, I asked him that, what if we do some experiment? I'm about to plan your complete, chart out your profile for the next 2 years. But before I do that, let me ask you to take a class at College of DuPage, which is one of the largest community college in our DuPage County. And I asked him to take the Introduction to Automotive Technology class. That was a basic class, and I realized that, if he was doing all this work by himself without any tutoring and training, working on his mom's car, he's going to just fly out. He's going to excel in this class. And after one semester, he brought it. He was always in communication with me and, his progress and everything. And so basically I was mentoring him, and he brought it to me, the final grade of that class. And I knew that, he's going to ace it, and he will have A. That was not, I was looking for, but, the thing which surprised me and it attested my assumptions, the comments of the professor for that class. And he wrote on this special note for him that, this kid is doing 2 levels above the class requirement. So when the tutor, the professor was opening the bonnet of the car and explaining the engine parts, this kid was inside the engine, because he knew everything inside out. And that was something validated my assumptions that, there is a path which this kid is going to excel. This student is going to just fly in that path. So he was questioning me that, now what do I do? I said, well, this is the plan, because I prepared that plan for him without telling him, and I explained him that, this is the chart we are going to go by. And as soon as he finished his high school, I asked him to join the automotive technology program at College of DuPage. And he started the program. The program requires to do associate's degree for 2 years. And he thought that, by 2 years, his grades were coming. He was acing all the classes. And he thought that, this is it. This 2 years is going to be done, and then I'm going to land a job. I said, no. We are not completing here. This is just a first step. I'm going to take this 2 years class, all the classes, and this associate's degree, we are going to transfer it to an elite school in this program and get you bachelor's degree in automotive program. And that's what exactly we did. So this kid graduated from College of DuPage in Associates of Arts and Automotive Technology with above 3.9 GPA on honors roll. Remember that his high school GPA was below 3. To be exact, if I recall, it was 2.7, close to, and his ACT score was not that great, in the range of 16 or 17. So basically, according to the high school counselor, he was a lost case. But he excelled in the program at community college because his needs were met. That's the key point I want to emphasize to the parents and to the students, that addressing the needs, addressing the passion, addressing the talent which as individuals we carry, that needs to be addressed. And that's the key part in our success. Now, once he transferred to community college, from community to Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, he started as a junior. So I asked him that, because of the time constraint, he didn't have enough time, because we wanted to finish 2 years bachelor's degree, remaining 2 years in bachelor's degree. So I asked him to do the business minor. That's the most I could have accommodated. Otherwise, it would have taken extra year, which he didn't want to spend that extra year in doing the dual program, double degree in business management and automotive program. So he did minor in business. And during the junior year, Chrysler Corp came for the interview for the internship, and they offered him a co-op program. So he asked me, should I take it? I said, by all means, you should take it, because, you know, co-op program is something that student go for the full-time work for 1 semester, and once at the culmination of that co-op program, of that internship, they come back and resume their studies. So he took a 1 semester absence and did the co-op program. He came back and he continued his studies, and then they offered him another co-op program at Chrysler. And by that time, I realized that, you know, they're going to offer him, because, you know, they liked him so much, his hardworking attitude, his passion, his talent. He was always thinking outside the box. This student was a gem. And because his needs were addressed, he was, you know, because his work became his hobby, and his hobby became his work. And he was enjoying inside out. So they offered him 2 co-op, and then I told him that, you know, they are going to offer him probably a full-time job, but don't accept that job, you know, without my consent, because I was thinking much more for him than going to the Chrysler, because, you know, it seems like, you know, by that time I realized that this student is so talented that, you know, we can land him in one of the German automotive. Either it could be Volkswagen of North America, or BMW, or Mercedes, or something. And then, you know, by graduation full time, I asked him to apply to leaders program of VW of North America, because, you know, he thought that, you know, they're going to come to the campus and for the, you know, hiring process. I said, no, VW doesn't come to the they don't come to the campus. We have to go to them. So I downloaded the app, you know, for leaders program for VW of North America. And it's a very competitive program. I explained him that it's a very competitive program. It's not going to be an easy entrance. But I have a full confidence that, you know, you should be able to get in, because, you know, you are extraordinary. So there are average about 12 to 1300 applicants apply every year, and they handpicked, you know, 10 of them. And, you know, this kid finally, through the 3 rounds of interviews, he made it. So he got accepted at VW of North America, and then he started the program. You know, they train you for a year and a half to 2 years. They spend over 100K on you, and they rotate you through the entire business model. So basically, this program is all about that they train you to become the future leaders of the respective country, that company. And you know, basically in this case, it's VW, Volkswagen of North America. And then after training, they move him to you know, California in the Audi division, and he worked his way through all this time. And currently he's in you know, quality manager in the same company, VW of North America, in Freeport, Texas. And after that, you know, there are a few other kids in our community who follow the same path. They follow the same route, and one of my younger son was one of them as well. But, you know, he did have the time, because I planned his path in such a way that, you know, he graduated his high school, my son, younger one, in 3 years rather than 4 years. So we saved 1 year, and we invested that 1 year into the dual degree program at SIU. And he's working in you know, Nissan of North America right now at the corporate office in Nashville, Tennessee. The point I'm trying to make here is this, that a student whose needs are addressed, because remember that, you know, each kid is different. Each individual is different. Everybody cannot be a doctor, and everybody cannot be an engineer. Everybody cannot be a manager. I've been saying this for years, and, you know, sometimes people have hard time in digesting this concept, that how my son or my daughter can go in this field, because, you know, this field is not going to lend them you know, better job. Because, you know, one of the parents I spoke to in the same field, automotive, their son graduated. He was in fact the first graduate amongst our community, you know, in this program. they said that, you know what, my kid is going to be mechanic. I said, what's wrong with being mechanic? There is nothing wrong, because that's a profession. And you know, we are not making him mechanic, because, you know, if once you have the technical knowledge and you superimpose with your management skills, business skills, you know, sky is the limit, because now you have two knowledges built in one person. Normally I've seen in the field that either person is technical savvy or business savvy. You know, it's very less likely that you will find a person who has a blend of these two together. And if you have these two together, probably you can market yourself in much better way than unique characteristic. Because, you know, the type of era we are living in, more is the merrier. Okay, you have to create a value within yourself, and when you create a value within yourself, you can market much better in the marketplace, and you have a, you know, at least you know, argument that, you know, you can put your price tag on yourself, you know, because you will become a valuable asset to the company. So with this, I want to just relay this message to my parents, my students, that, you know, go after your passion, but at the same time, you have to create a balance between your passion and the market demand as well. So if you have a passion in something, you know, and you see that there's not enough market there, you know, you have to be creative in such a way that, you know, you enhance that. Either you can do minor or major with something and fuse together something that, you know, you can create your value, and you will enjoy for the rest of your life. Because think of this way: if you push your kid to become something which is your part of the agenda, and your kid doesn't enjoy, guess what? Next 30-35 years, he or she is going to kick himself or herself, that, you know, gee, I have to do this thing every morning, and they are not going to be happy. And if they are not happy, that doesn't serve the purpose. Because remember that, you know, your job is something that you should be enjoying day in and out. It becomes your hobby, and once it becomes your hobby, it doesn't feel like you are doing the work, and you will see the colors, you know, coming out of that, you know, and you will excel day by day. So with this, I will leave you with this thought, that, you know, make sure that, you know, you address your needs, and you know, addressing the needs doesn't come over time. You know, when your kid is going, when your students are going to the elementary level, right from the get-go, you know, from the day they are born, observe them, what kind of you know, learning abilities they exhibit. You know, observe them keenly, closely, because parents are the first educator and teachers. Observe them, and remember that, you know, these traits which they are going to exhibit over time, it's not static. It's going to change over time as they are getting exposed to the surroundings, as they are getting exposed to various things in their life. And, you know, this is a dynamic type of learning, and that learning curve is sometimes pretty flat in the beginning, but it just takes exponentially high, you know, curve in the later part of the year. And you know, you have to tweak that, you know, your outcome, your passion gauging, your hobby gauging, that, you know, what my son or what my daughter is capable of, you know, what they like, what they don't like. And you know, within that context, you know, when they are in high school, you know, I will be doing much more vlogs in future, that, you know, how to pick the classes, you know, what are the things which they can do as a litmus test to gauge first, to valid, you know, to valid your assumption that, you know, you thought that, you know, your kid is going to be good in this area. Let's validate this thing. You know, take some electives in the class, in the high school, because each high school offers in each semester certain electives. You have to accommodate at least one elective within that semester, so that, you know, that's the first litmus test, that if you like the subject matter, chances are that, you know, you are going to like a little bit in detail studying and evaluating that field and accepting that as a career in the years ahead. So if you have any questions, particularly comments or concerns about this concept of going for your passion, and if you have any particular questions regarding your students, you can put in the comment section and I'll address it to you. That's all for today. Hope to see you next week.